Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kiara if you don't know me, and today we're going to be talking about how to really grow your booty. So there are a lot of factors that can obviously impact your growth, and today we're going to go through the main factors and all the things that you need to consider and you really need to know in order to grow the booty. So as you know, if you've seen my transformation video before, I used to be really skinny. And I used to have no butt, no nothing. I put a transformation picture just for your own reference so that you know how I used to look like and how I look now. We'll talk about different categories in this video that will affect your growth. So the first thing I want to touch upon is your eating. The reason why I want to talk about eating and nutrition is because a lot of people think that you just have to go to the gym and just squat, for example, to get a booty. That is absolutely not true. You cannot just expect to just go to the gym and do a couple of squats and grow a booty. That is not even possible. It's not even realistic. When you train, your muscles will be slightly damaged in a good way because they won't be used to that amount of stress, and then you will have to repair them. And in order to repair and grow bigger, you will need protein because muscle is basically made of protein. So if you don't consume enough protein, then you'll find that your body will try to find the protein from your existing sources. So taking away protein from your muscles and can also result in a muscle loss too. I personally tend to have protein every single meal, so starting from breakfast, lunch, snacks and dinner, but as well carbs. Carbs are not bad. Your body needs carbs, especially if you're training. I usually train so much, and if you watch my previous video, you must have seen that obviously I always talk about eating the carbs because they get transformed into ATP. They will be your energy for your workout itself. There are different types of carbs that you can consume, some good and some bad ones. I usually prefer the cleanest source of carbs that I like to have than sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes, they're so delicious. But you can have even normal potatoes if you like. Brown rice, quinoa is very good and tasty. You find carb fruit as well, so fruit could be a great source of energy or like a pre-workout snack as well. I like to have a banana before I work out as well sometimes. You need your fats. Healthy fats are so important. Avocado is so good. I personally can't eat it because I'm allergic, but if you like it and if you can eat it, please make sure you do because it has so many healthy good fats in it. Also things like olive oil and nuts, they all have great healthy fats. Obviously I always say that if you eat too much of something, it'll always be bad. Everything needs to be consumed in moderation. If you don't know anything about what you should be eating for your body goal and everything, I really recommend downloading an app, and I'm not sponsoring this at all, by the way, just purely to inform you. It's called MyFitnessPal. And that will literally tell you, will give you an idea of what you need to eat or how much protein, carbs, vitamins, and all these micronutrients and fats and everything you need to have in your diet in order to kind of get close to your goal. And if you have never had like any idea about anything, I really recommend it because it can be so useful. Also, I always recommend, do not get obsessed with numbers. I've noticed with so many girls that always chat to me, they always say I always get obsessed because I cannot hit on a certain day my calorie goal, or I cannot eat enough carbs or fats for the day. And that really is okay. You don't have to get too obsessive. Please do not get too obsessive over the numbers and how many calories you should be eating in a day, because it really can affect you and you might not even enjoy your journey anymore. So I always say, yes, obviously use that app as a reference. If you don't really know anything about nutrition at all, use it as a sort of base. But please do not get obsessed with it. I never count. Right now, I'm not counting any macros. It really messes up with my mind, and I know it can do the same to you. So use it as a reference, but do not get too fixated over it. I'll show you like a few of my favorite high carb snacks that I like to have. So I don't know if you have that, where are you from? Because I know that you guys are all from different places, but I literally loving Serene, and I'll just show you what it is. Literally less than 1.5% saturated fat. I don't know if you can see it there. So it's high in carbs and low in fat. That's literally the perfect pre-workout snack. And as I said, carbs, you really want that high carby meal, high carb meal before your workout, because it will serve you as an energy, and you will not store it as long as you're obviously working out afterwards. Your carbs will be, as I said, transformed into power and energy to power up your workout. In the UK, these are very popular. The Grenade, Carb Killer, high protein bars. So there's 23 grams of protein in a bar, which is a great snack. I might have that as well, either after the gym. If I don't have time to cook straight away, I'll have it as a snack, because usually, listen, when your girl finishes their workout, I'm literally starving. So I could just eat anything right now, and instead of grabbing unhealthy snacks, I always make sure I have a bar in my gym bag. It has a high source of protein. It's decently healthy as well. So then bananas. I feel like I'm advertising bananas. Anyway, so silly. So yeah, bananas are great. I usually have bananas when I'm starving. Like, do you know when I want to like a quick snack, even when I'm cooking, still waiting for all the things to cook, and I'll just have a banana in the meantime, because again, good and high in carbs. You just want to have those. Maybe I will bring a banana in the changing rooms and have them just before my workout. The reason why you want to have it just before you work out is because these bananas are usually also fast digesting types of food. So that means they get digested really fast, so the energy will be released in your body straight away. So you want to make sure you have it maybe just before you work out straight away. Instead, as always mentioned about oats and sweet potatoes and these types of carbs that are instead slow digestive. If you're looking to, for example, have some lunch and then take your time, to walk before walking to the gym, making sure that the energy and the carbs get stored longer in your stomach. You want to have these kind of slow digesting types of food, because these will stay longer in your system, and obviously the energy will be released slower, and it will take longer for your body to release the energy that you need during your workout. I'm trying to touch on the most important points in here, but there's so much more. I'm trying to literally tell you and the most basic stuff you need to know. Second point, obviously, is training. So you want to make sure you incorporate the right exercises that work for you. For example, in my plans, I always tend to switch up some of the exercises, because I want you to, in my guides, I want you guys to really test out those workouts that are scientifically proven to help you and to really grow and target your glutes. But at the end of the day, it's always up to your body and your genetics to find out what really works for you. If I had to tell you my top 3 picks, first of all, of course, hip thrust. The hip thrust is a must. Then I will say split squats. Split squats are a killer. Let me tell you, that are a killer. I will say I will probably put them on the same level as hip thrust. I will say they literally split you in half. I like to do a specific variation of them. I like to use a bosu ball rather than a normal bench, because if my foot position is lower, I feel like I can target more my glutes. They're a killer. You need to try them. If you try those and let me tell you, you'll be in bits, you'll be sore. I always get sore the next day. Obviously, you do not want to chase soreness. We'll touch upon that later. Yeah, another favorite exercise of mine is box squats. And these have been scientifically proven to be better than regular squats in targeting your glutes. The best kind of advice I can always give to someone is to learn to listen to your body. Every time I do an exercise, I do not just do it just for the sake of it. I make sure I'm literally feeling like my booty getting squeezed during an exercise. If I don't feel that exercise on my glutes, I am doing it, you know what I mean? I feel like that's what made really the difference and made me really find out what exercises worked best for me. You really need to listen to your body. If you're doing an exercise that you're feeling it elsewhere, like on your legs, you always feel it a bit in your legs, because obviously glutes and legs are connected. But what I'm talking about, if you're purely just feeling it on your hamstrings, for example, an exercise, maybe try and change the position of your feet, your foot stance and everything. Just play up with the form, with your form as well. You need to check your form, you need to make sure that it's correct and right, and really understand what works for you. So I will never do an exercise that, obviously you can judge, you can say whatever you want, but I will never do an exercise that I don't really feel it a lot in my glutes as well. Obviously I will feel it as well on my legs, as I said before, but my primary goal is always going to be my glutes. And always make sure you do a mixture of isolation and compound movements. So when you want to train as well, you want to make sure you incorporate within your training some pumping exercises and some stretching exercises as well, and some of the exercises that can shorten the length of your muscles. I'll tell you what that kind of means. That is all based on research, by the way, as always citing Brett Contreras, he's the man. So pumping exercises are usually those exercises that require a lot of repetitions and little to no weight. So I'll usually like to do this with a resistance band, as well as some exercises that will tend to lengthen your muscle. So that means like stretch your muscle. So let's make an example. If you're doing a squat, for example, when it is an exercise that will tend to stretch your muscle, because when you're going down, I'll try to show you. You're going down, you're stretching all your muscles, right? I'll put a list of stretches, exercises you might want to include in your training, as well as things like as well as other exercises that will shorten your muscles. So what are they called? Put the name of them in the video. Things like hip thrust, for example, and I put a list as well of these types of exercises too, so that you know. So overall, within your training for optimal growth, you want to aim at incorporating these types of exercises within your training. So again, there's so much to talk about in terms of training. If you want to take the main point out of this, is to really learn to listen to your body. Do not do an exercise that is hurting. If it's hurting your back, really hurting your back, and in the moment you're doing it, it means that you're doing something wrong, or if it's hurting your knees. So do not be scared to ask for help to other people that know more sometimes. Sometimes I know that your ego can overtake a little bit, but there's nothing really wrong in asking other people to help you out. Another important point I wanted to talk about is definitely resting. So a lot of people ask me on my social media, especially on Instagram, they always ask, oh Chiara, can I train glutes every day? Absolutely not. Do not do that. That is not the way to grow glutes. You don't have to train glutes every day to grow them. In fact, if you do that, you might as well have the opposite effect, which means instead damaging your muscles and have the opposite effect of growth. So you really want to make sure you listen to your body. If you're doing 20 squats a day, yeah, you can do it, but I'm telling you, it won't grow your glutes. The squat challenges, grow your glutes in 30 days, doing squats every day, do not work. Sorry to burst your bubble. But I'm just obviously here to be realistic with you, to be honest, and to really teach you what you need to do in order to grow. If you're no pain, no gain, this saying is not really like a thing, really. Just we're over it, we're 2020, we don't need this. You don't have to seek pain to grow your glutes. You don't have to seek soreness. Being sore doesn't necessarily mean you're doing better than someone else that is not getting a sore. Soreness is completely up to yourself, to your level of pain in a certain way, to your genetics. It just depends on you as a person, but you do not have to seek soreness really. You want to work on progressive overload. So over a certain period of time, you want to make sure you increase the weight on a certain exercise. So let's say I'm doing a hip thrust, and I start with 20 kilos. I'm starting with hip thrust in 20 kilos. Then in 3 weeks, I will be able to do 25 kilos, let's say. And like in 4 weeks time, I'll be able to do 30 kilos. So you see how I'm improving all the time. I'm adding that little bit of weight, of more weight that will help you grow the muscle. That is the real that is the real deal when it comes to building muscle. So you want to work on those exercises where you want to be able to add more weight over time. Of course, you also want to make sure you're maintaining full form. You don't want to lift a weight that is going to first of all injure yourself. You want to make sure you're doing it right. You just don't want to lift heavy just for the sake of it. You want to practice over that period of time and push yourself to do that. Maybe two reps first of that weight for a week, that's fine. Over the next week, maybe you'll be able to do 5 reps, and then over the next few weeks you'll be able to do 10. That's what it means, is you need to work in a sustainable way. You don't want to throw just random weights in there and just injuring yourself, because quick fixes are never the solution. You want to really make sure you're working on your body. That is your body, that is your temple. Take care of it, and you want to transform it, but yeah, give it time. It took me 5 years to get to where I am now. So give yourself time. You never want to train the same muscle the next day, really. Give it time to rest, give it time to repair, and make sure you really sleep, because the majority of the time your muscle get recovered and get repaired while you snooze. Did you know that? So make sure you sleep enough, because your muscle will be repaired while you're sleeping. So making sure you get your 7 hours of sleep is essential too. And obviously there will be other factors too when it comes to training, like genetics. As I said, genetics plays an important role. I feel like I have some good genetics in there, but obviously I do train really bloody hard. I lift 200 kg, so it's not just up to genetics, I'll tell you that. It's a lot of hard work to be able to get to that weight. Obviously there are some people that have my same results in a shorter amount of time, and others that will get it in a longer amount of time. And that's the thing, if you don't try, you'll never know. If you never try the gym, I thought I was flat forever until I started going to the gym and I started seeing that change over time. If you don't try, you'll never know. There are some people that will just do like 20 squats and grow a booty because that's just up to their genetics. There's people like me that have to bloody lift heavy every damn week to keep a booty. But that's what it is. It's just like, it makes you happy and you want to really achieve the best version of yourself at the end of the day. Always make sure you listen to your body, and always make sure you look after yourself. You want to make sure you eat nice and healthy food, because your body is your temple. And remember, you are what you eat. Such a cliche as always, full of cliches, but it's true. If you cannot expect to have a nice body if you eat fast food and takeaway food every single day. That is just not possible. You need to make sure to give yourself a limit, and especially understand that you deserve to have the body you want. You deserve to look the way you aspire to look like, and you deserve to just be a better person. You just don't have to do it to impress anyone else, really. You just have to do it for yourself. I really hope this video helped you, and if you did, please let me know down in the comments. If you would like me to film more videos like this, let me know, because I never know what you guys want to see. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, support your gal. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week.